Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
My name is Pante Josue, and you can go like this introducing yourself.
Yes, I'm called Jean-Claude Oyedi.
And that's the key there.
Now it's the time for discussion. As you remember, we've been working on the project. This is coming to dinner and the goal of comfort culture.
Yes.
Now we are going to have a discussion, a team discussion. As you know, the topic is for cultural anthropology. And now, for removing any confusion that may arise, let's start with some definitions of key terms used in cultural anthropology.
Yes.
Let me start with some of those. The first is inculturation. Inculturation is the way people or someone used to run the other cultures so as to cope with them and socialize with them. The other one is ethnocentrism, which is the the way people judge the other one's culture so as to show them theirs are superior than those ones. Yeah.
That's right. Me too. I can talk about subculture and ritual. So let me start with subculture. Subculture is the way of living or a way of life of a particular group in a society, where that group has its own tradition, its own beliefs and behaviors.
Yeah.
And the ritual is like a set of fixed actions, or sometimes they use words regularly in a certain ceremony, so where they used to perform all these actions to mean something else. They know each other in the community.
Yeah, for me, I want to talk about the cultural activity and symbolism. First of all, cultural activity it's like it's the opposite of ethnocentrism. Cultural activity is the way you understand and agree about the behaviors or tradition of someone by considering his culture. For example, I can see someone who has the culture different from mine, and by seeing his acts or behaviors, and I understand him because I know that they are different, have different cultures. So that is like cultural activity.
Yes.
About symbolism, what I can see in culture, there are some element that play a given role or that symbolize that culture. So in this context, we can say that like something like language is the symbol. It symbolize the culture. When you say, for example, in Rwanda, Kinyarwanda language, I can say that it's like a symbol or the important element. When someone talk about it, you understand first the culture. So those are like terms that you can define first about anthropology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Did you know that there is a relationship between cultural anthropology and food?
Yeah, actually, I think it might be there because
Yeah.
in those terms we find so different cultures of the people, different behaviors, different norms, and are actually related to the food they eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by adding what he was saying, cultural anthropology is related to food because you can see that cultural anthropology or deals with study of culture, and you
Yes.
know that food is part of the culture of a given country. So,
Yes.
like food is part of cultural anthropology.
Yeah, you're so pretty good.
That's right.
Yeah. Let me start with pottage. That's actually the feast and gift giving party that is done by Pacific Northwest natives that live at the coast of that Pacific Ocean.
Yes.
Actually, this party is used to unite people, those native people around that coast. And the host or the family host the party and invite neighbors. It's like people around here, around around your home, you invite them and come and share the food. In this party, the host is supposed to bring a lot of a huge quantity of food so that the people will not consume all of them. And it's because actually this is like expensive party. It is held by commoners and invite the elders of the community, those heavyweight people in the community, and it's actually used to recognize someone's status in the society,
Yes.
and like on the part of giving, celebrating new child born, and the doctor's first menstruation, and son's marriage. And sometimes it is used for transferring their economic their economic assets to their heirs. Nowadays, there is evolution somehow changed to the reasons why they did this party. It's like nowadays they are doing this in weddings, for weddings, anniversaries, graduation, death memories, um, special birthdays, when they are naming kids, in baby showering parties. Yeah, somehow changed. And and you can be surprised. In this party, a family to host this party needs like nowadays needs like $100,000. Somehow too much.
Too
Yeah,
much.
it's somehow too much.
Yeah.
And a large part of this money is used in purchasing goods and buying gifts to give those guests.
Yeah.
And so one fourth or the fourth of those that uh, sum of money is used in paying people, just giving additional cash.
Oh, do you mean someone you invite someone to come to the party and you give him money?
Yeah, you give them money after
It's
the
Kind
like-
of
fact. Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In this part, actually, there is no specific food I can say they always take, but they have to make sure that in the party they include fish or meats. And in in recent times, it took like it lasts for a long time, like for days. But nowadays, because of work schedules, people have jobs. It have changed. They are nowadays doing this potlatch in weekends, like for 12 to 24 hours. Yeah,
Okay.
and people share. Also, I forgot to tell you something. The host have to make sure that they bring snacks and they bring snacks and drinks so as to complement the food.
So there I could arise with a question, yeah, saying that this party is actually participated by rich people, those
Yeah,
common,
commoners.
commoners, yeah,
Yeah.
right. So what about the poor people? If the poor person comes, so can they just push him away that he's poor? So how can they manage that situation?
Yeah,
Good question.
it's actually sharing with neighbors. If they invite neighbors, they invite all of them. But mainly they are focusing on the heavyweight ones.
Ah.
But if one come, they can't ignore him because they are. It's one of the things that unite their their society.
Yeah, then it's very fair.
Yeah.
understand.
In this ferry, actually, the gifts are usually housewares like baskets, cups, braces, dishes, things like that. And for those heavyweight people or the like the leaders of the community or the old persons, they get like special gifts like artworks, baskets, yeah, and comforters. In addition, after the party, they give them money. Yeah.
Like transport.
Yeah,
You can
just
be
like
rich
what-
if you participated in that
Yeah,
party.
it's
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
Yeah. The second one is tailgating in football games. That's actually the traditional custom of American people. It's actually done like when for the game day, football game day, and people leave their homes there and go around the stad, outside of the stad, and host the party there and share with drinks, lost foods, and yeah, things like that. Actually, the study I've got this study from the cultural analysis of tailgating that have been done by John Sherry, which is a professor at the University of Notre Dame, and he's one of experts in anthropology in USA. And he's done this research together with Tonya Bradford and other research assistants. In this party, actually, it's about celebrating. People who are the fans of different teams, they don't have any problem with celebrating together. It's all about celebration. They share drinks and everything. But sometimes the difference is like where how they take the party in different areas. Like in the south, men wear the like all people wear the classic clothes and go to the party. But in the areas of coast people go in the boats and share drinks there, celebrating the boats, yeah,
Yes.
things like that. And Sherry, the one I told you who did this cultural study, said that tailgating is like American metaphor for American culture. It's like he was saying this tailgating party is one of the most important thing or the traditional custom that that helps America to be alive now, to be distinct in the whole world, to be like a strong country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, this people believe that it, apart from entertaining them, it it favors the victory of their teams. Yeah. You want me to share about my culture actually in Rwanda?
Yes.
Yeah. There is a party that is called Umuganura or Rwanda National Harvesting or Thanksgiving Day.
Yes.
In this culture, in this on this day, people come together around the country and share food. Actually, it is done in two parts. There is where who have the possibility of getting to the king's palace, they go there and celebrate at national level. But who are not, they celebrate at family level. At family level, the king launched the party, but it is controlled by the man whose title is Umutware Umuganura. Yeah, actually, this this position is like the second position after Queen Mother and the king position. Yeah, it's actually the heavy one. It's
Yeah.
strong one. Yeah.
Yes.
This when I started to celebrate this event in the 3rd century, you can imagine how long to do. It's like in the 1st century when they started celebrating this, and they have been disturbed in 1925 where the colonizers come in Rwanda. But after independence in 1962, also the Republic of Rwanda continued celebrating these events. Yeah, but somehow there is evolution today. It is only done on national level, not on family level. It's now somehow changed. But people believe that this this event or this day helps people unite. It unites the country, unites the people, makes the people like a family, and it will, people believe that we going over and over in generations, generation over generation.
Yes.
Thank you.
Maybe I can ask you about this kind of celebration of Muganura, where people used to drink, eat, all of those stuff.
Yeah, so it was about like celebrating their agricultural achievements. People come together and every family have to cook. a lot of, but no specific type of food, but they were having to cook a huge quantity of food,
Yes.
and every neighbor who want to come can come, and it was a crime to refuse giving food to the neighbor.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you
You're
for your
welcome.
presentation,
Okay, you,
Joshua.
Yeah.
yeah, you can
I got one question. So I was wondering the relationship between this Muganura and the Thanksgiving Day. It's a day which is almost celebrated in many countries in the world, like USA. So
Yeah.
how do they? How are they similar? What are commonalities
Yeah,
between
actually,
them?
Umuganura, it's like the combination of Thanksgiving and harvesting.
And
Yeah,
harvesting?
yeah,
That's right.
because it's like Thanksgiving, but because of the of harvesting
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Okay, maybe I can continue talking about the lice in Japan.
Yeah,
So it's
somehow
very,
interesting.
yeah. Before reading many different articles, I used to know that Japan was among the first countries to produce rice.
Yeah,
Uh, but after reading, I have found different thing. First of all, I have seen that in Japan, they don't took like rice only as food, but as the main element of their culture. First of all, they said that lice is a symbol of collaboration and yeah, teamwork, working as a group. This came from back in the history where they talk about the white rice. There was a time there where Japanese people used to cultivate white rice, but because it was very difficult to cultivate this white rice without being helped by others, sharing irrigation method, water and other materials, and that caused in that time people were dependent on others because if I have a field to cultivate my rice, I was asking my colleague to give me to let water come into, yeah, like irrigation to help each other. They say that in that time people were dependent on others and they understood that everyone is important for the development of others.
yeah,
In that time they start to collaborate to make cooperatives and live in harmony. So
yeah,
and they recognize that wet rice caused them to be one, to come together. So because it was the history, it's developed and all of the people knew that white rice caused Japanese to come together as a group.
yeah,
So that's why they take rice as the sign or the symbol of harmony or collaboration. So they also said about in Japan, they take rice as the main as the food. Where Kato, the man called Kato in 2008 said that if you don't have rice, you have anything to eat. You haven't anything to eat. So
Yeah,
you can understand how they value the rice.
yeah, it was
Uh,
a valuable kind of food.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. They were even said about there is a person who came with a story saying that rice is Goham. Gohan normally said cooked rice. It's like it said food, but they are saying that it's like cooked rice. So they add the prefix, adding that, saying that rice is the breakfast, is the lunch, and is the dinner for Japanese. In that case, you can understand that saying that you are going to eat is mentioning that you're going to eat rice. So you can understand how rice is valuable in Japan. And most Japanese are confused and amazed by seeing people like Americans and us eating rice with those kind of soya sauce by using sauce. They are so they are so complaining how because all of their food
Sorry
they
guys,
yeah, no problem. So they consume rice without mixing with other things. They consume first rice and then they eat like sauces or other thing after. So also in Japan, they take rice is consumed in different manner methods. So you can see some people making a sauce like from rice. They can cook rice normally as we do in other methods. So rice is very valuable in the Japanese culture.
Yes.
So
As a question, do they have like a day for celebrating, like they call it
uh,
like a rice day?
actually in Japan they don't have the national celebration of Rice Day.
Yeah.
No, it's something which are in their belief,
Yeah. They
their
are like.
tradition. Yeah, it's personal. Everyone knows that he has to consume rice in the breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, no confusion. It's like normal things
Yeah.
they have to.
yeah.
Yeah, I can also talk about the food that they call poi in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hawaii. Actually, poi is the food that is prepared from taproots. In Kinyarwanda, they call it like amateche. So they say poi is the first food, the food that make first people who lived in Hawaiian island to survive. Those people it's about in 1,500 years ago. Those people came from Polynesian, who are from Marquesian Islands. So those people came on the Hawaiian island and they didn't find any food rather than this poi. So that's why in Hawaii in the culture of Hawaiian people, they believe that poi has a great role, has the importance to let their ancestors, yeah, they gain life. So actually, people from Hawaii don't take this poi as food only, but they vary it and they believe that it has spiritual significance. You can see that to understand people saying that such food has spiritual significance. So they vary it very well. Oh, I can say about the preparation of poi, which is very amazing. Yeah, they say about how to prepare. First of all, so that poi can remain in their tradition, so that many people has to recognize and remember about poi. They established a school called it's called, I don't know, remember what the Kamehameha. It's a high school in Hawaii. So
Complex name.
yeah, it's a complex name, you can understand.
Yeah.
So they established that school. It's a secondary school, but apart there is a kitchen where they teach students how to prepare this poi. So the important thing that I understood that is that so as you are going to so as they accept for you to prepare this poi, you have to cut first your fingernails. Yeah, you cannot do it having those nails. So the other thing for girls, in order to prepare this poi, you have to cut it's like your hair, so that you cannot this cannot go into this poi and yeah,
It's
and
like it can like
yeah,
like
they have to cut them, or yeah, to tie them, or
yes, so
to
that they
cut
could
them
not
or put them back so that
yeah they could not
no
fall in the
yeah for the in
Yeah.
the
In the
voice.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
that's why they value most this koi, and they want every people to recognize this as something or the food that helped their ancestors to revive.
Yeah.
So they are talking that nowadays there are about 1,000 Hawaiian people, pure Hawaiians, but they valued most this for everywhere that they are in each country, so that they have to let it raise.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So I have a question there. What was the relationship like between those people who are studying how to prepare that kind of food? So I mean, after just getting the skills of preparing such a food, were they hired in some, or were there some institutions that had them and practice what they learned, or they used to cook them at their homes?
yeah, good question. So they established that school as the as a tradition. So many people, they are young kids, people grow knowing how to prepare it
It's like
normally. Yeah,
it's like preserving their
yeah,
culture.
preserving their
culture.
culture,
Oh,
so that many people, all of the
yes,
people know about cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
cooking koi.
yes.
Mm.
So I can talk about our own culture, food that we admire most in our culture. And the good news that I heard about talking about the main, the same culture is mine. So
Yeah, that's
for
great to
me,
hear the same.
yeah, for me, I made the research about milk in Rwandan culture. Milk in Rwanda, amata. We
Yeah.
say amata.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, in Rwanda, milk has a great value, not only as it is rich on fats and protein, but also it's a symbol of wealth in Rwandan culture.
Yes.
As you probably know, in ancient Rwanda, rich people required to have at least 10 cows. That's from that's from the history. So when you used to have cows, it symbolized that you are rich because you were able to find milk easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they say wealth and cows together. So it's also a symbol of help for children.
Mm.
You know, in Rwanda, most of the time and everywhere, we value mostly milk for kids. We know that if children find milk, he grow well. So
Yeah.
that's also part of our culture, what we believe in our
Yes.
tradition. So I made the research in here in Rwanda, Kimirongo, to three people that live together. The one was Filemon Mugisha, and the other one, Daniel Rukundo, and the last one was Sala Mutezi. I asked them different questions about the culture, Rwandan culture, how it is related to milk, amata. So, and they gave me different things that was very important. And even me, there are something that I don't use it to know before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned many things from them
Yes.
actually.
That's actually running.
Yeah, it's way of running
Yes.
from the research. So the first one, Philemon Mugisha, told me different thing. He told me that milk is the important element of Rwandan culture as a symbol of wealth. It also told me that as tradition, milk is consumed by the new wife during the wedding ceremony to value our culture and to show that you'll be able to feed the kids. So that is it's like ritual. It's part of our culture, and it is very good. He also told me that this act showed that the new wife will be, yeah, will be able to feed and to be valued in the culture, in the society, in the new society that he's coming, she's coming to live in.
Yes.
So. The other guy, Daniel Rukundo, told me different thing about amata or milk in Rwandan culture. Said he told me that mostly milk has a big value in our culture because it was consumed by our ancestors, our fathers for a long time. So that's why we are recognizing what they did. Actually, milk during he told me that you consume mostly milk during the breakfast, in tea, and during the lunch and the dinner. It's normal, but it's not every day. But mostly on those kind of meal, lunch, breakfast, and dinner, all of you can consume milk.
Yeah.
So he also told me that he's honored in our culture because we believe that it facilitates our kids to grow rapidly when they consume it. So I totally reflect on what Mugisha told me. It was kind of commonality. They told me the same, and I have seen that is very good. So the other one was a girl, Sarah. He told me that normally in the years 1916 in our history, uh, milk was free everywhere. Someone will go, they can give you milk without paying. You can come into your family, you give me milk as a symbol of respect or valuing our culture without asking me if I need milk, but you give me milk exactly without asking you something.
Yes.
But those, she told me that thing came to change because actually the population is growing, but people who raise rare cows are decreasing. So nowadays people are paying for milk, but it's always have a value in Rwanda because you can see there are many. I can say it's dairy where people go to buy milk because they need they know the value of milk in our culture. She also told me the same thing about our culture, that it helped our ancestors to survive, and it's we drink milk for remaining healthy, and milk is important for our kids. So his interpretation of that research, I understood from those research findings. I have seen that milk has a great value in Rwandan culture because it's a symbol of wealth. Because when you are able to find milk, when you have cows,
Mm-hmm.
we used to say that you are rich because you are able to find milk. You can understand that milk in Rwandan culture is not only what we drink, but the symbol of wealth or something, or someone who is rich in our culture. So that's what I find in our Rwandan culture about milk.
Yes, I have a question. So between elder people and the young people like children, so who mostly consumed much milk during the parties or in other
Ah,
normal situations?
yeah, actually, most of the time, I didn't talk about another ceremony you say called Guchunda Mata.
Mm.
It was a ceremony where all of the village come together, and they prepared yogurt and they give them to
Yes.
all the children in the village. So it was mostly consumed by children during the ceremony, but in the wedding ceremony, it was consumed by the new wife only, and sometime with the new husband. So
So
yeah,
I understand the things. Yeah, yeah, thank you, Vedas, for your presentations. Me here, I heard for other two presentations. So let me start with the important foods in the Hindu culture. In Hindu culture, they used to have different kind of food, but I'm going mainly to talk about three ones, which are coconut, rice, and paste of kumic seeds and brown sugar. First of all, the coconut was an important food that was considered as the symbol of prosperity. So it was especially used in marriage ceremonies where the bride and groom used to throw to one each other. A bride could throw the rice to the head of the groom, and the groom vice versa, and then it meant the symbol of sustenance, and fertility. So this was actually having a great meaning in their culture. So in addition to that, the other people who participated in the wedding ceremony would also take that rice and throw it to the bride and groom, so that they indicate that prosperity and fertility we are talking about. So not only rice but coconut was also another food which was important. It was also a symbol of prosperity as the rice was. So this was also used in the marriage ceremony. Yes, another one is the paste of cumic seeds and brown sugar. So this one has amusing meaning, because so they used to crush it together with they used to crush paste of cumic seeds and brown sugar. So they crushed it together and put it into the better of a better leaf, So in that case, the bride and the groom should take it, and press on the head of each other. You know what it meant? So it meant that in life, there is bitterness and sweetness. So it indicates that in their new life they are going to live in. So they could face challenges, they could face sweet moments. So it was what it meant. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is very simple. I think you have now got a point about this
sure.
kinds of food in the culture. So, is there any question before I continue with another one?
After everything somehow clear,
Yeah,
you
it's,
can continue.
it's
Yeah, but it's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
and
interesting
somehow
by the yes.
amazing.
So let's talk also about the Pennsylvania Dutch cuisine. So, in Pennsylvania, there were also the four foods I have prepared to discuss with you. These were also very important in their culture. So they used them in the festival, unlike in a Hindu wedding, where it was used in a wedding party. So let me start talking about like cabbage, cabbage and sauerkraut. So these were the most important food in Pennsylvania tradition. So these foods were served them on New Year, So on New Year they could bring them. So they were also the symbol of prosperity, the richness, lucky, Yeah, it was that symbol. So not only that, because they used also to eat pork. Pork was also another important food. So this pork was also an important symbol of prosperity. So all these food were most valuable. Oh, another food I want to talk about is um, just like funnel cake. Funnel cake. So funnel cake was the most popular food in Pennsylvania. It was a snack, of course. So they used to serve it during the festivals. So it meant like it was considered as a symbol of smashing, smashing success. Anyone who just took a piece of this funnel cake, so they were believing that they were going to meet such success in life. So you see that briefly these foods had a great meaning in their culture. So is there any question about this funnel cake?
When did them consume that funnel cake? Every day?
Not every day, because festivals didn't happen every day. It was like a new day, this festival.
Only in the festival.
Yeah, only in the festival where
Oh.
funnel cake were consumed. So it was really interesting. It was popular. Everyone liked it. So I think no one who could go there and miss this funnel cake and go home just happy. So
It's like nowadays how people like ice cream.
yes, like that. Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm.
So
you have like anything about your culture you want to share?
yes, I have it. So in our Rwanda traditional culture, there was something called ubunyano. So in the families, when they gave born birth to a child, so the newborn had to be named after 8 days. So in that ceremony, they could invite families, relatives, neighbors to come and propose the name for that child. So, but before they do that, parents would have already decided on the name they will give to their child. So, and in that ceremony, the people used to propose different names to the child, but the last decision was taken by the parents. So how was it Umunyano related to that ceremony? So Umunyano was a kind of food, but actually it was mostly eaten by children. Yeah, because if you understand the meaning of it, it was much related to children rather than it was related to the elders. So first of all, Umunyano, I can explain it like from its origin. It comes from a verb in Kinyarwanda, which means to defecate in English. So if you can a little bit be bored of its origin, but the reason why they gave it that name is that the food they used to give to those children was seeming like the small faces of a younger baby, you know, yes, of a young baby. And that's why it was eaten by children celebrating a newborn. It was their colleague, you know. Yes. So the young children also used to to propose the names to the name that should be given to the child, and after the parents should decide on the name and they publish it, and they were just clapping, just seemingly happy. So
in a ceremony?
yeah, it was a ceremony of just giving a name to the newborn, right?
Sure.
So it was really interesting where every family was interested in giving a name to the child. So in addition to that, this activity is like, as the time goes on, it's like reducing its intensity, the value, you know. In the ancient time, they used to celebrate this kind of day, you know, more. But now they are changing. They are changing. Few families are just celebrating this kind of ceremony.
Okay.
Yes, it was all about that. I found it very important to share.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Like every single word you both said, but you see that somehow becoming dark. But we cannot close without saying like the commonalities or similarities and differences you are seeing in this. Like in all of the presentation I've been listening to you, and I saw that all people do this and have like united the to be united,
Yeah.
to make the country be united or to make the society be united.
Actually, it made the people together to come together to increase their friendship. It was something like that. Yes. In addition, this thing was like this food we were discussing about. They all had a special meaning and a special value to all these traditions of these communities and societies we were discussing.
Yeah, another thing that I have seen is commonality between those cultures I have discussed on. They are based on nothing. So there is no proof for what the reason why they consume this food, where it is. There are somewhere they say it has spiritual significance. How food
It means that it was all based on beliefs.
Yeah,
So
they are
yes.
constructed on nothing.
Yes.
The other thing is that the operation made changes as the development comes in the society. Somehow everything changed, even though they still like do it like to commemorate their traditional customs, but somehow like everything somehow changed.
Okay, that's right. I found also the differences between those kinds of ceremonies where there is those food. So these kinds of ceremonies, these kinds of food were used in different ceremonies. For example, like this funnel cake was used in festival where these coconut rice and so on, they were used in Hindu wedding, only in wedding, different from those festivals. Yes. Also these pork and the cabbage, just sauerkraut, they were used in the festival, no, in the New Year, celebrating the New Year in the community of Pennsylvania. Yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
okay.
something like difference.
Yeah.
there.
The other thing is that sowing all those festivals, all those rituals, all those like beliefs, it's like all people do it in different way.
Yeah.
The way they
Which one?
celebrate it, even though it's not about celebration, but they celebrate them in different ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe to supplement about the difference, you can see that in one culture, there are some cultures that they value only one food. So as we have discussed before, while others have about 4 or 5 food that they value equally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say, you see, like in Japan, they value only rice. It's like they put it in their culture, while in Hindu they value different things. So that's like the difference between how they value food in their culture.
Yeah. Thank you for your presentation. I like you coming and sharing all your ideas. Maybe we can have other conversation next time.
Yeah.
See you. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you too. Good.
Bye.